Okay, guys, so today's live stream, I'm going to be watching Law by Murray straight as the video title suggests. So I'm just gonna start my timer. I'm gonna try to add it first. No. Yeah, I'm just gonna. Okay, so we're gonna start the timer here. We're gonna start this good old timer. And yeah, so. And then I'm just gonna start our first video, I guess. Test on products.
No, we're talking right now.
Or a destructive device. Luckily, California.
We're gonna have like his voice memorized by the time I end this challenge.
What he said?
Came with a historic a product got a kid sentenced to 2.5 years in prison. These are just 3 of the craziest Amazon products I'm going to be tested today. My only goal is to decide if they should be on. First is a flamethrower. Now they're outright
Well, we got lag.
illegal in many European countries, as well as the state of Maryland. It can be considered either a weapon or a device. Luckily in California, flamethrowers can be used as long as they shoot flames under 10 feet. Let's go test it out. It only shoots 6 feet. Woo, this thing is intense. I'm sweating bullets. The flames are so hot. Take the necessary safety precautions, but this should be legal everywhere. Next product is a lockpicking set. Lockpicking sets are illegal in 2 circumstances. First, if you have one in your possession and you intend to commit a crime. And second, if you use one to unlock someone's door and you don't have the owner's permission. Wow, look at all these tools. The only time I've ever picked a lock was in Skyrim.
Give all the credit to Lava.
The manual says that this squiggly one is called a snake rate. And this is apparently a tension tool. Let's take these tools and see if it can actually unlock my front door. All right, door's locked. First, you got to place the tension tool in the lock, just like this. Now jiggle the snake rake in here, just like that. The tension tool apparently holds the pins while you work away with another tool. Oh, you hear that? It worked. I can't believe it was that easy. These should be illegal unless you're a locksmith. Next is this mini bow and arrow. Some bow and arrows cannot be used out in public because they're considered projectiles. Bow is about the size of my hand, really heavy steel. And look at these arrows. These are metal arrow tips. Ooh, it's actually kind of sharp, but there's only one way to find out if this can do real damage. Let's see how much damage it does on this peach. Oh, look at that. That went pretty deep in there. I wasn't expecting it to pierce through this peach so easily, especially for how small it is. Let's try something harder. Now we're gonna test it on this cantaloupe. Didn't even go in there. Honestly, this thing is fun to shoot, but it didn't even pierce the cantaloupe, so I don't think it's that dangerous. I think it should be legal everywhere as long as you're using it safely. Next up is a license plate changer. It flips between 2 license plates. They're illegal in the state of Texas because people use them to evade police while drag racing. Let's go see how we connect this receiver into the power of your car. And apparently this key fob transmits a signal that changes your license plates instantly. So I guess you press this button and whoa, but the only reason people using this is to evade police. I think the item is a police radio. Now police radios are generally used everywhere in the United States, except for Los Angeles, California, which is where I am. There's a unique to the legal listen to Los Angeles police over radio. They don't want people using it for criminal reasons. So travel outside the city to listen to a different police department. I'm now outside LA City. Let's test it out. I can hear everything that the police are saying right now. This is crazy. I could definitely see this being a bad idea if it gets in the wrong hands. This should be illegal everywhere. The good news is the products coming after this get even crazier. For this next product, I'm going to be testing the world's most powerful laser. Wow, this thing is intense. It's supposed to go 6 feet. Now, but did you know that in the United States, there's a federal law that makes it illegal to point one at an aircraft or at the flight path of an aircraft? There was actually a kid that was arrested for aiming a laser at a private plane and was sentenced to 2.5. Oh man, look at this. This is intense. It's a solid beam. I did not expect it to be this strong. It looks like it's straight out of a spy movie. This is pretty intense. Definitely keep it elite. The next product is a go-kart with electric steering. Some go-karts cannot be driven on the street unless they're registered with the DMV, which means you have to make them street legal by installing certain mirrors, headlamps, turn signals, and a bunch of other stuff. Let's test it out to see how fast it goes. In order to really test out this go-kart, I'm gonna race it around the street in 1 minute. Helmet, check. Seatbelt, check. Socks, check. Engines on. This go-kart goes over 80 miles per hour and is highly recommended for kids over 8 years old. I'm cruising now, but while I do, let me tell you about Bombas, the greatest socks ever. I used to hate wearing socks because they were so itchy, but Bombas socks don't have any annoying toes. They're so comfortable. I'm almost at the finish line. What's crazier is they even make t-shirts without itchy tags and underwear with minimized seams for all day. But you know what's even more amazing? Every time you buy a pair of Bombas, they donate a pair to those in need. Over 100 million essential clothing items have been donated. Bombas is the best stuff. You gotta love Bombas. It's so good. Whoa! While our sponsor Bombas is recommended for basically everyone, feel good and do good by buying Bombas, knowing that your purchase will do some real good. New customers get 20% off their first purchase. Just go to bombas.com/lawbymike and use the code lawbymike at checkout. This go-kart was incredible, but driving it on a public street is not a good idea. The next product is an outlet that has a spy camera in it. These would be illegal if you install them in someone else's home because at the very least, it's an invasion of privacy. I've actually never seen anything like this. It's insane how small this camera is. Literally, you cannot see it unless you know it's there and your face is this close to it. So it's got this little memory card goes right into this slot. It's pretty crazy to think that someone could install this and you would have no idea that it's spying on you. If you put this over it, there's just no way that anyone is gonna know there's a camera in here. Let's go install it and see if it works. First, remove the old outlet cover, then the electronics, then install the new one, and you're ready to start spying. All right, we got it installed. Now let's tap into the live feed. Okay, that's crazy. The fact that there's a little camera in there and it's being streamed directly to my phone is really creepy. These should stay illegal if it's being used to spy on people. The next product is this walking cane with a hidden sword. Wait a second. This is plastic. Plus it's hollow. Well, I guess that's a good thing because in California, it's illegal to even own a cane with a real sword in it. But you know what? Let's test it out anyway. Let's see if it can cut this watermelon. Ah! This fake sword is pretty cool, but it's literally a toy and there's nothing illegal about it, so I guess it's okay to keep it that way. For this next product, we have another spy gadget. These are spy camera glasses. Depending on how you use them, it could be illegal. Like if you try to use them in a bathroom where people expect privacy. These spy glasses look pretty cool.
Bro, I'm in a different chair.
So you just tell you ding dong.
Don't helping. Play Siege with this streak.
No.
Yeah, this is the best chair ever.
They're not that heavy. The camera is in right here in the center of the glasses, so when you put them on, boom, I'm a spy. As you can see, the camera works. I don't think anyone would know that there's a camera in this, but it's kind of cool that you could walk around and film things that you see. So overall, these are pretty cool. I think they should stay legal, just as long as you don't use them where you're not supposed to. Next up is this muscle suit that has a realistic six-pack. There have been stories of people using muscle suits to trick people while on romantic dates, but muscle suits by themselves aren't legal. This is wild. This thing is so heavy and the suit feels squishy. Let's see how realistic it is. Dang, look at this. I look so shredded, but it's so squishy. This thing is weird as heck, but I do find good in it. I say keep it legal. Next are these colorful smoke grenades. They're classified as fireworks, which means that they're illegal in some states. The box has this warning label that they're flammable, you should be wearing eye protection, and should be at least 6 feet away while using it. All right, let's see what this is all about. Whoa, it's actually pretty heavy, and it's got this pin in it like an actual grenade would have that I guess you pull out. Let's head outside and test this out. First, put on your safety equipment. All right, and then pull the pin like this. Oh man, look at all that smoke. That's insane. Pretty harmless. I think legal everywhere. Next, we have instant underwear. It's just a weird product. It says, just add water, fits most adults. This is weird already. What is this? This is just some white thing that I guess becomes underwear. I'm supposed to put it in water.
It's like one of those freaking like when I was young. Yeah, I'm still young, but like when I was a little kid, like we got like we'd buy like little like washcloths. But like they were packed really tight, and then we just you just drop it in the bathtub, and then like it would become and then it become big, and it was really cool. Or I thought it was pretty cool, so that's nice.
white, I guess, becomes underwear. I'm supposed to put it in water, apparently. Let's try it out and see what happens. Got my water right here. This is probably one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. Feels like hot. See what happens. Seems to be loosening up a little bit. It's weird because it doesn't feel wet. So look at this underwear. Well, now we have instant underwear. This does not look like comfortable underwear, I can tell you that right now. Even though it's not illegal, it should be. Next is a flare gun. In most places, flare guns are legally available to anyone over the age of 18 because the people to use them if they need to be rescued. All right, let's check this thing out. Yep, looks like a flare gun. All right, let's test this out. These are not toys. You only want to use these in an emergency situation. If you use it for a reason that's not an emergency, you could get into civil or criminal trouble. These should stay legal because you never know if you need them in case of an emergency. The next product we're going to be using is an extremely dangerous stethoscope. A stethoscope is a tool a doctor uses to listen to your heart or breathing. Why was this one legal? Apparently a parent bought this toy stethoscope off of Amazon, but when her child went to use it, he got very sick. It turns out that this toy stethoscope is 70% lead-based. Lead stethoscopes should stay illegal. Next is a pair of Wolverine claws with really sharp blades. In the Wolverine movie, Wolverine can retract his claws into his hands. If these blades did the same thing, they'd be defined as a switchblade, which would be illegal to own in some US states. But it looks like these don't retract. They do feel really sharp. I wonder if they could pierce a watermelon. Oh, look at that. Wow, these are really sharp. They should be illegal. I don't see really any purpose unless you're an X-Men. That was a lot of fun. If you want to see more products, click this video right here.
Sure. Injustice of his, hopefully.
A toy that shoots flames that launches 350 feet into the sky, and a Nerf gun so illegal you need a license to own it.
Dude, I'm literally staying up until like at least 6 doing this. That's pretty cool. I'll probably end up staying up until like 7 doing this because I'm like just yapping so much. But it doesn't really matter since I'm pausing my time.
She said, I'm always.
These are just the craziest band toys I'm going to be testing today. The only goal is to decide unbanned or not. First up is a homemade rocket launcher that shoots a soda bottle 350 feet into the sky. It's called the Strato Launcher 4, and this thing looks crazy. It's got metal parts, clamps, fins. Now the legal disclaimer on their website says that this thing should be used with extreme care and only under adult supervision. And the company is not responsible for any injury or loss of property by people actually using this toy. Now we're gonna put this together and head outside and test it out. Get an empty bottle, then screw on the fins. Fill it with some water, then firmly attach it to the base. Pressurize it using a bike pump.
Wait, I'm gonna check.
Whoa!
I'm gonna check how well this stream is going.
So I get my whole bed to myself tonight. I gotta eat mine with the toilet.
What?
You gotta come over here, buddy. You gotta pull up. Oh. Look at mom though.
You
pull up? Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Let's check how well the frames are.
Yeah.
I'll make sure that you can like rewind on this. Bro, can't rewind. Wait. Guys, I'm not on Twitch right now. I'll just check on the YouTube video.
I mean, my parents are gonna give you that. No, hold on. She just said, yeah, okay, so after the whole paragraph, I go, I felt with that, I love you for that. And she goes, I love you too, mama. Juice WRLD says otherwise about all girls are the same.
Bro, W Riz.
And then she just said this, yeah, but I ain't like any other girl. I ain't gonna hurt you or leave you over some dumb or anything. We fight, we fix, we stay.
Oh, that's a little bit choppy.
Oh Oh, girl, Wallenstein. Yeah. Not to mention, I would be your
Yeah, it's
girlfriend
pretty
and best friend in
choppy,
one
but
person.
it's cool.
Or sorry, I'm gonna be your girlfriend and best friend in one person.
And then this. Wow, that was decent while using it. But I think it. Next up is an electric toy. Let's see. Wow, this thing looks crazy. So it's got this big imprint where you put your hand, and these elements inside here are actually sensors that will shock you. The toy also claims to have a built-in lie detector. You should know that real lie detectors work by using sensors on different areas of your body to measure things like heart rate, blood pressure, and sweat rate. The idea is if those measurements increase while you're being questioned, you could be lying. Over here it says lie and truth, and apparently according to the manual, if you lie while using it, the toy will light up. Now, here at the bottom of the manual in red, it's clearly stating that you shouldn't use this toy if you have any type of health condition. And that's actually why it was banned. There are some American states that ban shock toys because the electrical stimulation from the shocks pose a risk to people with heart issues. And one person even got nerve damage in their hand. Now, before I decide whether it should be banned or not, let's test it out. Over here, shocking, there's a battery compartment. Putting this in, the moment of truth. And here we go. It's like a USB battery compartment. Let's test it out. Over shocking, there's a battery compartment. Putting this in, the moment of truth. And here we go. It's like a UFO. This is a little scary. And I'm gonna put my hand in here and strap it. My suit is green. It's saying it's true, and that is false. So far, this thing does not work. My suit is red. It's saying true again. I'm not scared of this thing. Have I ever gotten a speeding ticket? Yes, I've gotten a speeding ticket. Ah! Ah! Yeah, I was lying. I've actually never gotten a speeding ticket. So it does shock you. It's not a great feeling. It tingles all the way up to my wrist. That did not feel good. I say keep it banned. My hand is still tingling. Next up, you know Barbie. You've seen Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling on roller skates. But did you know that the original rollerblade Barbie was actually recalled and then banned by Mattel because it caused fire and safety concerns? And it's here. This is it. From the 90s, Barbie's roller skates were equipped with a cigarette lighter-like device, and the blades would fire out sparks. It caused a huge safety concern because things can catch on fire when sparks hit them. There are no warnings at all about the sparks on this box. I don't know how Mattel didn't think about that when they made this. All right, enough talking about it. Let's give it a try. Man, it smells like the 1990s. Let's see what we got in here. We got the instructions here, which state place a rollerblade on each foot and then press down and move the rollerblades back over 20 years. So this toy work as it did in the 90s. We don't down here. Their suit is not sure. We got Barbie out. Let's try it. Oh, 20 later. Whoa, look at those crazy. I can see at the bottom here, it's very similar to like a lighter. That's this still works 20 years later.
Zoom in, take a screenshot of it.
Whoa, look at the sparks.
Where's on it hanging out?
That's crazy.
Damn! Okay, I need to stop.
I can see it's like a lighter. If this was next to some cloth, it could definitely cause some issues. I can see why this thing was banned. Definitely keep this doll banned. Next up, they've been in a ton of YouTube videos, but have faced multiple class actions because they're a choking hazard. So let's open this up. I'm reading the outside of this package here. It says, warning, choking hazards, caution, do not eat Orbeez, do not insert Orbeez into nose or ear. They're well aware that people are putting these things all over the place. So we're gonna open this up and see what the big deal is about this. Let's see what happens. Whoa, very small. So now we just have to add water and they're supposed to grow. Now on average, Orbeez takes around 4 to 6 hours to grow to their full size. I'm going to place them in this bowl, fill it up with water, and then check on them later. You ever hear of lawn darts? You basically have to land these on targets or place 15 feet apart. Back in the 80s, these darts had a metal tip on the end, and the Consumer Product Safety Commission banned the possession and sale of lawn darts after 3 kids died and thousands were injured by them. The ban is pretty extensive too. They cannot be sold, manufactured, imported, advertised, or given away. Basically, anyone that owns the original lawn darts should destroy them. Luckily, the ones we're playing with are the safer and newer version. Perfect! Wow, these new lawn darts are pretty fun, but the old ones should definitely stay banned. This next toy is one of the craziest things I've ever seen. People online say that it makes them feel like they have the power to shoot fire at will, and that it's something straight out of a James Bond movie. It's called the Pyro Mini, and it's a mini flamethrower. You strap it to your wrist, and then you put cotton flash ignition paper inside of it. Then you press a button, and it ignites those cod pieces and shoots out a fireball. It got banned because letting kids shoot actual fire from their wrists, well, probably not a good idea. Before I test it and decide whether it should be unbanned, I want to tell you about Factor because I don't have time to cook. That's why I love Factor. Factor meals eliminate the hassle of prepping, cooking, or cleaning.
I don't want to
Save the good.
advertise something.
They know it's a snack. Whoa. Wait, but Pyro Mini.
I'm not advertising Factor without being paid.
Here we go. Ah! Whoa. Ooh, it's crazy. Oh man. It didn't cook it though. The oven is probably way better and safer. Head to factor75.com or click the link below and use Mike50 to get 50% off your first Factor box and 20% off your next of orders. Code Mike50 at factor75.com to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month of orders. Okay, so this thing, the Pyro Mini, it'd be crazy. Whoa, I feel like Spider-Man with flames. But honestly, I understand why it is banned for children. If this is pointed at something flammable, it's a mass fire, but it's pretty cool to play with. So this thing, while awesome.
Bro, look at this setup.
Bro, I'm already getting tired.
You're already getting tired? Dang. Because I didn't know Mike was that boring.
Dude, I've been
You can do
watching.
it next week, maybe.
I've been watching for freaking less than 20 minutes. I've been watching for 17 minutes.
Who?
Dude, that midnight snack necessity is setting in. I'm gonna be right back, guys.
That's long. Little bro is.
Yo, I'm back with some fruit snacks.
Now, the sex toy look regular and boring, but it's actually dangerous. In the early 90s, the agency that controls toy safety recalled 3 million of these mini hammocks because people were twisted up in the netting. It's because they didn't have these things called spreader bars. As a result, these seemingly harmless things we all associate with relaxing could get twisted around your neck when getting in or out. This thing kind of sucks to get out of. For that reason alone, it should stay banned. Okay, they almost look like they're ready, but let's give them a few more minutes. Let's test out these Buckyballs. Buckyballs. These things are pretty popular as desk toys, but they were banned because toddlers would guess them. The packaging here literally says, keep away from all children. All children? I don't think I've ever seen a warning that said that. So magnets can stick to your...
I'm like mentally a toddler. Honestly, these look pretty busted.
Children? I don't think I've seen a warning that said that. In the meantime, let's test out these balls.
These are looking pretty busted though. Like, I would literally eat these.
These small magnet balls. These things are pretty popular as desk toys, but they were banned because toddlers would ingest them. The packaging here literally says, keep away from all children. All children? I don't think I've ever seen a warning that said that. Swallowed magnets stick to intestines, causing serious injury or death. Let's open this up. Don't ask me how we got our hands on this. Hopefully it was legal. There's actually a warning here and at the top here. There's a third warning under here too, so they definitely want people to know. Actually, they're super magnetic, and you said weird. The Toy Safety Agency fully banned balls, but a federal judge overturned the ban. It is now legal to buy Buckyballs in the U.S. Fun, just don't eat them. Unbanned. The next called the Gilbert U-238 Atomic Energy Lab. It's a toy lab set designed to allow children to watch and create nuclear and chemical reactions using radioactive material. It actually has uranium in it, which is poisonous.
What? Bro, this freaking toy is gonna teach kids to create nukes.
The next toy is called the Gilbert U-238 Atomic Energy Lab. It's a toy lab set for children to watch and create nuclear and chemical reactions using radioactive material. It actually has uranium in it, which is poisonous. Now, I originally wanted to buy this and test it out like all the other toys, but my team would probably sue me, and that would be ironic. So instead, I purchased this chemistry set, still from the 1950s, but this gives you what Gilbert toy set looked like back then. Ooh, what's that? We've got something that decided to evaporate shrimp.
Wait, what the fuck does shrimp eggs have to do with chemistry? Back in my
eggs, a bee. I'm all for trying to encourage kids to learn about science, but it's not wise to include actual uranium in a product for drink. This one should stay banned. All right, the Orbeez are ready, and they've gotten a lot bigger. This is like 100 times the size it was before, and they're getting everywhere. They definitely, oh my gosh, they clearly get all over the place. I'm actually worried right now because I feel like my cat could eat them, so I understand why.
Bro, those are looking like caviar, honestly. Like, is that caviar for kids? Like, that's why they banned it? Because kids thought it was caviar? I'm sorry, Law, but like, come on, I had to.
About children eating them. They look like scribbled candies. Definitely keep them banned. Next up is a toy that can actually get you arrested. This is the Nerf Micro Shot, and it's a mini-sized Nerf gun. Now, this little thing might look harmless, but if you decide to load it with gel balls and fire it, then you're breaking the law in South Australia. Unregistered firearm. Some people went so fire as to register their
Australia, buddy.
Nerf guns with local police.
Bro, what?
Fire, and you're breaking the law in
Bro,
And then be good.
Nerf guns are registered as firearms in one Australian state because they look identical to a prohibited weapon.
Australia, because it would be defined as an
In the South Australian state, bro, that's crazy.
firearm. Some people went so far as to register Nerf guns with local
Bro, they had to register their Nerf guns? That's crazy.
police. We got a Nerf gun. And it doesn't look special. It is a lot smaller than a normal Nerf gun. It says on here, caution, do not aim at eyes or face, but do not modify darts or dart blaster. So it looks like Nerf is aware that this could be modified. Let's try this sucker out. I'm gonna go ahead and say that this should be unbanned. This video was a lot of fun to film. If you enjoyed
Wait a minute, bro. Bro, Drake, who put stickers on your ceiling? That's
What?
crazy. Bro, why is there stickers on your ceiling?
this next video.
No, because I already watched that. And I'm not watching it again.
Time Mr. Beast was arrested for threat to 2 years arrested.
Talk right now.
So, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to the 2 viewers, though. Oops. Oh, now I gotta watch.
YouTube was arrested for plane crash to be discussed. Arrested for trespass on February 22nd, 2022. A couple by the name of Saucy and Honey apparently uploaded a video of them spending spending the night at a local Target. They built a box fort at the back of the store, waited until the employees left for the night, then spent a merry few hours driving around the store in a stroller. Well, it turns out the 24-hour Target challenge wasn't entirely genuine. The pair got bored and left the store at 3 a.m., setting off the store's silent emergency alarm. It looked like Saucy and Honey had gotten away with it until they got a call from the police saying that Target was pressing charges. The couple were guilty of third-degree trespassing and conspiracy and released on a $25,000 bail. But that seems minor compared to the Stoke twins, who faced 4 years in prison for faking a bank robbery. Back in October 2019, the Stoke twins recorded themselves putting on ski masks, running through a university campus, all while carrying a duffel bag full of cash. They thought it'd be funny to try to convince strangers that they had just robbed a bank, but instead people became noticeably frightened. The Stoke twins then decided to call an Uber. However, the driver would refuse to take them anywhere them to get out. The twins are false imprisonment and falsely reporting an emergency. They both would plead guilty to reduce their charges and would end up getting 150 hours of community service, 1 year of probation, and an order not to produce any more videos that mimic criminal behavior. Next up, we have Ice Poseidon, who was arrested because of a live stream and faced 5 years in prison. It happened back in June of 2023, when Ice announced that he was doing a streamathon across multiple countries in Asia. Prior to the arrest, Ice Poseidon backed stupidly multiple times. Once in India, where he told a fellow streamer to gamble with a credit card, and another in South Korea where he punched his girlfriend's camera. However, it was when Ice Poseidon and his group got to Thailand that things would quickly spiral out of control. While sitting in a hotel lobby with his girlfriend and friends, Ice Poseidon filmed himself giving lap dances in lingerie. The hotel manager could then be heard warning the group that they could not do this in Thailand and that she was calling the police. Ice Poseidon and his friends were arrested and charged with distributing obscene content and spent the rest of the night in jail. A few days later, Ice would upload a video issuing a public apology, where he would also explain that he had to remain in Thailand until his court date.
I'm being held in Thailand for the actions that I've done a few nights ago at a hotel.
2 months later, Ice Poseidon revealed in a tweet that he was allowed to...
Why is bro like 5? Why is bro like 4'11" though? Wait. I'm gonna look at my so
Did you let the chat to open my snap and then snap me back and then come back in the chat?
which one was Ice Poseidon? Let's see. Dang, wait. Bro's like 5'1". Maybe, I mean, I can't be saying much. I'm 5'6", but like, bro, this guy's like 4'11". Drake, come here. Drake, come here. Drake, this guy's like freaking 4'11". Drake, come here.
Oh my god! How tall are you? 5'10"?
Over
That
who?
is short. Holy fuck.
Over who? Okay. Bro's like,
revealed that he was allowed to leave Thailand because he had gotten lucky with a nice judge who reduced the charges to just a small fine. Ice was lucky when compared to Vitaly, who faced 15 years in prison for pretending to have a bomb. You see, it happened back in 2012, before Vitaly became a big YouTuber, in a video titled Russian Hitman Prank Gone Wrong. Vitaly, he would then set the briefcase on the ground, telling the stranger he had 60 seconds to get away before it would explode. Things would take a turn for the worse when he eventually revealed to the man that the entire thing was a prank. The man would grab Vitaly's phone and chase both him and his cameraman through the parking lot. When the man couldn't catch up with them, he called the police. Vitaly was taken back to the police station and given a notice to appear in court. However, charges were ultimately dropped, probably because the briefcase looked nothing like a real bomb. And while posting videos would help Vitaly gain millions of followers, the opposite is true for Sniper Wolf, who lost millions of fans. In the summer of 2023, Sniper Wolf got into a heated dispute with another YouTuber, Jax, who had out for stealing other creators. The dispute would continue.
Is doxing one a cyber crime? Is doxing someone a cyber crime? Not worried about it, but I'm just wondering.
Dude, you have so many of me.
Okay, so while doxing itself is not always illegal, it can lead to other illegal activities. For example, doxing leads to harassment. If doxing leads to harassment, cyber stalking, threats, identity theft, or provokes violent acts, these offenses can be prosecuted.
Sniper Wolf posted a photo on Instagram story with text that read, "Should I go visit?" He lives 5. She needed to upload some more posts to her story, one of which was a photo of the outside of Jax Films' house with text that read, "Let's talk like adults." Jax Films would post a screenshot of the Instagram story to Twitter, accuse Sniper Wolf of doxing him by revealing where he lived. She would deny the allegation, saying, "I have no idea how to dox," which would gain widespread criticism. Sniper Wolf needs to be deplatformed. YouTube needs to step in and do something about this.
I have no idea how to dox.
YouTube needs to suspend her now. So to eventually announce that Sniper Wolf received temporary monetization suspension. Nothing legally was ever done in this case. But it's important to know that if Jax Films had been able to prove that Sniper Wolf intended to cause physical contact, harassment, or injury, she could have easily been penalized under California's electronic cyber harassment statute. And speaking of navigating the often dangerous with the internet, did you know that your data, email, phone address, and even your photo are being sold online by massive corporations called data? Your online privacy easy compromised. Removing your data broke protects from someone showing up in front of your house after being arrested over a prank. Mr. Beast, who thought he was facing 20 days over a prank. The incident was first seen on the Iraq YouTuber channel in a video titled "At the Arrest." Police officers were seen pulling Mr. Beast and then questioning him about a window tint.
Hey, how you doing? Look, I stopped at your tent, man.
Shortly after, a cop reached Mr. Beast an outstanding warrant for community put into handcuffs. Mr. Beast was placed in the back of a police vehicle where he was then continuously questioned.
Yeah. You get that light for your window tent.
At this point, Mr. Talking, as he probably realized it was smarter to stay quiet. While staying silent is a good decision, he should have done to the officer that he is exercised right to remain silent. Otherwise, his silence could have still been used against him in court. However, things would only get worse when back at the station. Mr. Beast was booked. Mr. Beast was sued and to be a call with his lawyer, to which Iraq finally revealed it was an elaborate prank. Next up is Logan Paul, whose arrest back into vacation Italy to a famous archaeological site, the Colosseum, to shoot some photos. The afternoon started off Logan stating that he knew flying drones were illegal, but he decided to fly it anyway.
I understand drone shots are illegal, so let's definitely do that.
The drone was picked up by the military and confiscated for breaking the capital's no-fly zone policy.
In this area is illegal.
No bueno.
I must arrest you for this.
Logan was escorted to police headquarters where he spent the rest of the day. But that's nothing compared to Jayon, because he was arrested for a Valentine's Day prank gone wrong. The incident was seen in a video titled "My Professor Rejected" that was posted on the prank channel Dom. The video would start with Gideon and Dami entering a university classroom, to which Dami can allegedly be seen carrying balloons, flowers, and a stuffed animal. Dami would then approach a female class instructor and allegedly profess his love, saying that she helped him cheat on tests. The professor responded by calling Gideon and Dami out for using foul language and telling them they had to calling the university police department. It turns out that Gideon wasn't arrested until a few weeks later, when streaming the entire incident live on Instagram.
All right, chat, I'm going to jail. See you boys later.
And while the law eventually caught up with Gideon and he had to pay a large fine, his punishment wasn't nearly as bad as Trevor Jake faking a plane crash was sentenced to 6 months in prison. Back in 2021, a former Olympian named Trevor Jacob uploaded a video to his YouTube channel titled, "I Crashed My Airplane." The video begins with Trevor taking off in a small two-seater airplane. About 35 minutes into the flight, the plane's propellers stop moving, which causes Trevor to become alarmed. After realizing the engine may have failed, he opens the door and jumps out, parachuting to the ground. Some viewers were suspicious of the stunt, with a number of comments pointing out that Jacob was already wearing a parachute. He made no attempt to glide the aircraft to a safe landing area, and he took a camera and selfie stick when abandoning the plane. To make matters worse, Jacob lied to investigators, telling them he did not know the location of the wreckage. But actually, he found the crash site and used a helicopter to lift the wreckage out of it, and then, bit by bit, dismantled and disposed of the wreckage in an attempt to interfere with the investigation. Trevor would plead guilty to destruction and concealment with the intent to obstruct a federal investigation and was sentenced to 6 months in prison. Talk about a weird way to go to prison. Equally weird was Christopher and Kimberly Phelps, who attempted to fake car accident in the videos posted on their YouTube channel. Last year, a channel under the name Blue Ghost aroused suspicion when it began posting dash cam videos of a large number of vehicle crashes, close calls, and road rages. The account was connected to a man called Christopher Phelps, who together with his wife Kimberly had uploaded over 160 videos to the platform, all featuring their own vehicle. It turns out not all of these events were actually accidents. After reviewing the couple's footage, officials linked Christopher alone to 42 videos of road rage and attempted crashes. Several of these appeared to be intentional acts, and he even posted footage of the incidents with his child in the car. Not content with that sweet YouTube AdSense, Christopher also filed 7 claims, linked 23 collisions on the channel. Christopher Phelps had his driver's license immediately revoked and was sentenced to 3 years in state prison. His wife Kimberly was hit with 90 days in Wheaton County Jail probation and was made to attend a 52-week child abuse prevention program. But if you enjoyed this video, you're going to love the next one, so click here to watch it.
There's no more. No. Stop. Watch Mark. Stop. No. No.
This dangerous
I
robot
love you, man, but like, shut up.
built. It's massive with the front hammer smasher, googly eyes, along.
Good thing that's not all the
Listen.
videos.
Popular celebrity for stunts, from Gordon Ramsay to Dwayne The Rock robbing a store, and today I'm investigating all of them. My goal to actually the dumb. Justin Bieber's multiple arrests almost ruthless. His first arrest happened after party nightclubs. Bieber was pulled over in a Yankee twice the speed limit. Turned out that his friend had blocked up an entire street to race their supercars. Now, racing is a serious crime, but you understand that when a cop pulls you over, also looking to see if they can catch you in more crimes. So in Justin's case, we smelled alcohol on his breath or saw that levels were dilated, which would give probable cause to arrest him for driving under the influence. What's even crazier is that a few years later, Bieber was arrested again, but this time it was for throwing eggs at a neighbor's house. I have the court order for this crime, and it shows that $80,000 in damages, and served 2 years probation while completing engagement classes and community service. Now that's a pretty stupid. Next is actor Reese Witherspoon, famous for her role in Legally Blonde. Reese and her husband were driving home one night when police saw that the couple's car wasn't staying in its lane. They pulled the car over and ran a field sobriety test on her husband who was driving. Most people don't realize this, but field sobriety tests are voluntary. Unfortunately, her husband likely didn't know this because he took it, failed, and then was arrested. Meanwhile, dashcam footage caught Reese becoming noticeably upset.
Are you kidding me? I'm an American citizen. I told you to get in that car and stay in there, dude. This is beyond.
I guess Reese didn't know that the Supreme Court has ruled that police officers can order drivers and passengers to get in and out of their car. Ultimately, Reese Witherspoon was arrested for disturbing the peace and pled guilty. The next celebrity is Gordon Ramsay, who was arrested for one of the weirdest reasons ever. When Gordon Ramsay was 27 years old, he and two friends were heading home after a night of drinking when police were called about a disturbance in a public bathroom. According to a spokesperson, one friend was messing around, the other friend was running around the bathroom like a crazy person, and Gordon Ramsay was at a urinal with his head slumped on the wall. Sounds to me like drunken shenanigans. Explains why the police let them go shortly after taking them to the station. And that brings me to Winona Ryder, who almost never got a role in Stranger Things because of a stupid stunt. The incident was caught on security cameras inside a Los Angeles clothing store, where Winona was spotted removing tags from almost $5,000 worth of clothing and hair products. So the police arrested her for grand theft. You have to understand there's two levels of theft. The first is called petty theft, which is when you steal less than $950 worth of property, and the punishment is usually a lot worse. And when Winona said she was 480 hours of communities, $3,700 in fines, and ordered to attend counseling. That's crazy. All that for a new fit? While Winona was arrested for stealing clothes, this next celebrity was arrested for not having any. This is Matthew McConaughey, an actor you know from a ton of films. Around 3 a.m., a neighbor of McConaughey's called cops complaining of loud music coming from the actor's home. According to the police report, an officer looked in the window on arrival and saw McConaughey dancing around naked and playing bongo drums. McConaughey was also accused of resisting arrest when he pushed the arresting officer. He spent the night in jail before being released on a $1,000 bond. Later, he reflected on the incident, but seemed pretty relaxed about it.
Honestly, that's pretty stinky of them. Like, he's allowed to be naked in his own home, even if it's short. I don't know how long it is. I don't even know who that kid is, so, like, he's allowed to be naked. That's probably fine.
About the whole thing. Telling Playboy, what's wrong with beating on your drums in your birthday suit? And speaking of criminal behavior, I recently found out I was being charged every month for 6 subscription services that I haven't used in years, but I wanted to do something about it, so I started using Rocket Money. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps you lower your bills, manage your money better, and cancel subscriptions. It's way too easy to lose track of all the services you signed up to. It's $10 here, $5 there, and before you know it, you're being slapped with a hefty bill every month for subscription services you don't even use. That's why Rocket Money safely and securely identifies charges and cancels unwanted subscriptions for you. And seeing as you can literally cancel these within the app, you don't have to worry about those nerve-wracking customer service calls. Not only does Rocket Money cancel unwanted subscriptions, but you can literally use it to lower the bills for services you do need, from your internet to your phone bills. Simply upload a photo of a recent bill and Rocket Money will negotiate for you. And so I don't lose track of my spending in the future, I'm also using it to track my financial habits and set custom budgets. To save more and spend less, join the over 5 million members using Rocket Money today. Go to rocketmoney.com/MikeLaw or click link in the description to get started for free. But now we have to talk about the celebrity whose stupid stunt had her go viral. The stars from the Vampire Diaries made headlines when they were arrested for apparently flashing drivers from a bridge. This was happening around the time of the premiere, so fans became obsessed with the story, and it was widely discussed all over social media. However, a writer from the Vampire Diaries came out and revealed that the entire thing was a huge misunderstanding. The girls had just got their hair and makeup done and thought it'd be fun to take some together on a bridge. It turns out that when drivers called the police to report flashing from the bridge, the police got word confused with the type of flashing that involves no clothes. The stars from the Vampire Diaries were still arrested for disorderly conduct because they were dangerously from the bridge. Up next is Nicki Minaj, one of the world's most popular musicians. In a now deleted Instagram post, she wrote about how she was arrested for possession of a weapon with intent to use, and that she did intend to use it. You should know that it's always a bad idea to admit to any crimes on social media, because in Nicki's case, if she lied to cops back then, it's possible the post could be used against her now. This may be one of the reasons she took it down. She later sent her mugshot to Jay-Z and Beyonce to use in their On the Run 2 tour. But now we have to talk about the star from the Transformers movie. This is Shia LaBeouf, and recently, the actor was drinking late into the night when he noticed a pimple on his forehead. He went to a nearby pharmacy to buy pimple cream, which amused the store security guard. Embarrassed, changed clothes to disguise his appearance, and then returned. This time, he knocked over a candy stand while trying to buy some gummy bears. Then, and this is crazy, he leaves the store a second time, changes clothes again, and then returns to buy This time, the security guard puts him in handcuffs and calls the police. LaBeouf was charged with criminal trespassing, but the store and the security company later dropped the charges. But next up, we have a celebrity who was arrested for freeing lobsters from a fish tank. This is Edward. When he was 28 years old, at the store because customers complained that a man was arguing with the store's management. Furlong had made his way into the seafood section, climbed into the fish tanks, and tried to release lobsters. When the police tried to frisk Furlong, he apparently started spinning in circles. Furlong was taken into custody on a misdemeanor charge of public intoxication, but only spent 1 hour in jail. But while Furlong was lucky to get bailed out, this next actor wasn't so lucky. Actor Jussie Smollett was walking down a street in Chicago when he was attacked by 2 unknown men in what looked like a hate crime. In the police report, Jussie states that the attackers poured an unknown chemical substance on him and tried to put a noose around his neck. However, he was able to fight them off, but the police didn't believe him. Surveillance cameras at the scene hadn't captured any altercation, and an NBC News anchor near the street said she hadn't heard any sort of commotion. Turns out, Jussie set the whole thing up. Mystery assailant previously worked as extras on Jussie's show Empire.
I watched this for 5 hours. Honestly, I might just give up at the 1 hour point.
Were paid $500 by the actor to fake the attack. Jussie had hoped to capture the security footage and release it online to increase his popularity. But I'm guessing this wasn't the type of fame he was hoping for, because his stunt got him sentenced to 150 days in jail. But that seems minor when compared to this next celebrity, because she was arrested for beating a cashier with beauty products. This is Foxy Brown, a popular musician who was using beauty products in a store's bathroom when an employee told her she had to leave because they were closing. The police report states that Foxy refused. The argument broke out that turned physical. Foxy started throwing beauty products at the employee and spat on the employee's shirt as he called 911. When she left the store, she was confronted by police and things took a turn for the worse. She tried to swat the police officers out of the way and was so out of control that the police had to use a takedown maneuver to get her into handcuffs. Foxy was charged with battery and resisting arrest and spent the night in Florida jail. She was sentenced to 1 year prison. However, there, she got in a fight with another prisoner and had to spend 6 days in solitary confinement. That's one dumb stunt, but it's not the dumbest because we still have to talk about Conor McGregor and Dwayne The Rock Johnson. UFC fighter Conor McGregor has a long history of.
Guys, I'm done. I'm so tired. So good night, I guess. Oh, wait, we got 2 viewers? Oh, I didn't even see that. I honestly quit, so